Hey guys, this is Vulcan Wolverine again, and I'm just doing a short video this morning. I just woke up, had a pretty good night's sleep. Like I felt a little bit of pain, but what I wanted to talk to y'all about is, I made another video called Stalking my YouTube. So I actually have my stalkers, and it is my stalkers because they know personal information about what's going on inside my house. So it's either them or somebody that they've given information to. I'm gonna leave the comments up like I've told y'all, and I wanted to read an email by them. They call themselves the Processors. That's their page that they just whipped up, and they use my picture, for one of their accounts. And let me just read this to you. So I want to actually acknowledge this and bring it to y'all's attention, because like now I have written proof that I do have somebody watching me inside my house, which is good. And I can kind of, I've kind of convinced my parents, but my mom's like, okay, I believe you, we can't do anything about it. But okay, so this is they have one that's called The Process, and I think they have a page called The Processors, so they're not very creative. It says, we will not disclose our names or locations, but have been monitoring you for quite a while. You already know this. We have seen all the videos you have not posted yet and are not pleased. We were able to put you into a mental ward once, and we could send units at any time to send you back. The police, the city officials, DHS, CIA, Transportation Department, FBI, everyone is on our side, not yours. The attacks will continue until you apologize publicly. Now, this is an interesting part. You know what we are talking about. I have no idea what they're talking about. I've smoked pot. That's all I've done. Our relentless remote attacks have been successful against other individuals. Check out our recent videos. I'm going to have to check this out. The Process. They're called The Process. And we will not stop until you are gone. This is more complicated than you realize. Look for the lights in the sky and on the ground. You know exactly what we are talking about. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Like evil, creepy stuff. There's nothing I need to apologize for. I don't know what they're talking about. But this is connected to my stalkers, because they, like I said in my other video, they said that I was beating on the south wall of my house. Nobody would have known that unless they could see into the house. I did give my my YouTube channel to some of my friends, and I thought maybe it was just somebody joking around or just trying to get my goat. But it wasn't, because of the things that they said in other comments on my YouTube. It's definitely somebody connected to the stalkers who are watching me in my house. So I just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention. I'm gonna leave them up. They can do comments. I think they think they're being funny and they're being smart, but it's really just really creepy. It's really creepy stuff. And it'll show them as creepy murderers, because this guy's whole thing, his whole life. Yesterday I went to my parents' house to hang out with my dad while my mom went to to play with some friends. And they weren't getting me so much at the house, but then I came back and I could hear him on the microwave hearing, "You ready? You ready?" So every time I come to the house, this guy, the ex-military guy, is on his side getting everything ready, getting his emitters ready. And I'll hear him slam them down. He's trying to get that high-pitched sound up, but it's not. Like, I have so many emitters on his wall that they've created these basically huge fields of scalar waves that are negating it out. But he's trying to get it. He's trying to get it. And that's all he does. Like, all the time, he stays up, and I guess he switches out with somebody. He's full of hate. He's just like, I don't care. I'm going to kill this guy or get him out. And I don't even know him. So, that's what these people are. And last night I did, I don't know how to explain this. Like, I don't want to sound any more crazy than I already am. But you guys know I'm very religious. I believe in God and Jesus Christ. I believe in the Holy Spirit. And I can't explain it. It's like I was kind of at the end of my rope last night. I wasn't feeling a lot of pain, but it's just, you know, this stuff goes on for years and years, and it's like all these people do is try and like get through your defenses of your home and bash your head in, and then, you know, they've got, you know, so many people. I mean, I went out on the street this morning, there are people with their lights on, and it's bright, sunny day. You know, I'm gonna actually go and park on the street and see if I can get some of that video, but I can't make a video while I'm moving in a car, because the guy who, you know, put me into the psychiatric unit, that was one of the things he's like, he's being dangerous because he's making videos in cars. And I think it's funny, though, how that's the person, the authority figure that put me in the psychiatric unit. I gave him my YouTube channel, and then after I got out, then I start seeing these comments and these emails by the processors or the process. So, you know, it could be somebody connected to him, or it could be, you know, just my gang stalkers doing it. You know, they definitely did call themselves out, because they said, we've seen you beating, like, in my wall of shame, the wall that I'd yell at and stuff is on the south side of my house. So they got that right. They would have had to have been looking into my house and listening into my house to even know that. So I'm sure it is the gang. So it's not somebody trying to play a joke or anything. I think they probably accidentally give those little things away, because they want me to think that it could be somebody playing a joke. They want it to be so unclear where it came from that I would just be confused. They don't really care, you know, as long as it causes chaos and confusion and pain in people. That's their goal, you know. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know, like, I don't understand these people. Like, I don't understand the violence and how they need it to kind of feed, and that's what they feed off of in life. Because I want peace in my life, and I'd never hurt anybody intentionally, and I never have. Like I told y'all, and I'll say it again, I'll say it a million times, the worst thing that I've ever done is smoke pot. So, but that was just an email by them. The process, they have one, I think, called The Process and the Processors. So I think they want us to think that they're processing us, but it's really just like, you know, murder and hurting people. And, you know, what they try and do is they try and turn up this torture equipment to get you into a negative state, so you're yelling at them, and then they're like, okay, see, look, he's crazy. So they're trying to, you know, attack you and trying to kill you, so you'll have a reaction, and bash your head in, so you'll have a reaction, and then you look crazy. If you're yelling at them, then they're like, okay, got him, we got him. So it's like this entrapment thing. It's this entrapment cycle of evil. So you got to try and get out of it. But what I was going to say, and I got off track again. I was hanging out with my dad, and we had a great dinner, spaghetti. We were watching TV and just kind of hanging out. And I came home, and it's not like I was in so much pain, and it wasn't like I was at the end of my rope or anything, but I was just like, this is going on forever and ever, you know, and I can hear the guy slamming down his EHF emitters, and he's pissed off, you know, he wants to kill me and get me out of the house, like, for no reason, like, 'cause I don't even know him. He's the one who started all this. But I felt like this white light, and I'm, you know, maybe I'll sound crazy. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I've gone crazy because this has gone on so long. I felt this, like, white light inside of me, and it's like, it was like Jesus was just like, you know, rest tonight, and I got the best night of sleep, and it's just like I felt, and I guess I'll say this, I felt angels around me, like, he was like, I'm going to protect you tonight, and it was just like, and I want to tell you all that, I have faith in God and Jesus to give us comfort when we can't find any. And I want to give that to, I want to say, and there was a little bit more to it, and I don't want to go into it, but it was just like an epiphany. It was like an epiphany, and it felt like, it almost felt like I saw my grandparents who died, and they were like touching me. It was, I'm crying now. It was powerful. It was just this really powerful feeling. Okay, give me a second. Ooh, alright, okay. But I wanted to give you all that, feeling, because I might have to stop the video. I mean, it was so powerful, and he was just like, I'm here. It felt so real. Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. Wow, I'm sorry. But it was really powerful. And it's like I got the best night of sleep in my life, even with this guy trying to get the EHF through. And it was really real. Oh man, sorry. Might turn the video camera away from me for a second. All right, there's the email that they sent me. And but I just wanted to give y'all, if I could just talk, if I could actually keep talking. But it was love, and it was protection. And I want to tell you, God, I'm sorry. It was so powerful. It was so powerful, and it was so real. And it was like he was there. It was like, you know, I'm supposed to be in this situation. And it's hard, but there's protection and there's love. Nothing can stop it. Like, nothing can stop it. And I know this sounds crazy, but sometimes I'm thankful that I'm in this situation, because I don't think things like that would have happened, and such horrible things have happened, and there's like a city against me. I mean, I drive out, and there are people with one lights and lights on during the day, and they don't know what's going on. They probably think that, you know, I'm a murderer who's gotten away with murder. Who knows what they think. But it was so powerful. It was just like this white light. And it wasn't because I was in pain. But it was like connected to me. And it was protecting me. And I wasn't even in that much pain, but it was all through me. And it was like nothing. I didn't notice anything on the sides of me. I didn't notice anything because it was just this white light. I guess white life is a pretty good way to say it. It was just life. It was hope. It was like, you know, whatever happens, I felt that. And I'm so thankful. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's I'm connecting to that emotion I had last night. I wasn't crying last night, you know, I was just real calm. But I guess it's going back to it. It was so powerful. And maybe after all this, you know, I have gone crazy, but it doesn't feel like that. It felt so real, and just it infused my heart and my mind. And it was just like I felt angels around me. I felt them protecting me. And I wanted to tell y'all, because there's always hope. There's always hope. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what these people have put you through, or the violence, or the hate, or whatever. There's always hope. It's like God's reaching out for us, and He put me in this situation for a reason. So I don't know how to. It was just like love and joy, and it's like my two grandpas that died, and my grandma who died. It was like they were there. It was like they were putting their hands on my shoulder. Maybe I have gone crazy. It was so real. And I just went to sleep. I just, you know, I didn't say anything or do anything, but I felt like the whole house was just surrounded by this white light. And it was just these, I could kind of get a picture in my mind of angels' wings that they weren't like feathered, they were like fur wings. I don't know, maybe I have gone crazy, but it was just protection. And it was like, you know, if you're ever in a situation where you don't have enough shielding, oh man, I look like crap because I've cried. If you don't have enough shielding, or you're in pain. It's just like cry out for Jesus. Like he's there. This is real. It was real, and that's why I think that's why I'm having such an emotional just wave right now. 'Cause it was so real. It was so calming, and it's like maybe I was feeling pain from their torture or whatever. I woke up this morning. I feel fresh. I feel like my hips aren't burning, my head's not burning. God, I felt my grandparents there. Like maybe I was, maybe I almost died or something, and I was going to that white light. And it doesn't feel like that. It just felt like protection. I haven't felt this, and it's like, yeah, I know it's crazy to say I'm thankful for the gang stalking. I'm thankful for all this confusion and violence and this guy trying to bash in my head. I'm not thankful for that, but the things that it's put into my heart that can never be erased now. So I don't know. It's like, and I guess that cliche that God works in mysterious ways, it's definitely true. It's definitely true. He works in very mysterious ways, and I feel like I've gained things. Like, and I hung out with my dad last night. And he's getting a lot better. I mean, he's like driving. He's taking his driving test, and he had an aneurysm, 4 months ago. And I really think that it was somebody doing this to him because he had ringing in his ears, pressure on his head. I don't think they meant to give him an aneurysm, but I think it was an accident, and they did. They were doing this stuff because I think even the guy doing it to me, he doesn't know what's going to happen to me. He just wants it to be negative. He doesn't know if I'm going to get an aneurysm or a stroke or or just have a headache and go crazy. He just wants something bad to happen, and that's that's what I think happened to my dad. I think they didn't want an aneurysm. They just wanted to kind of screw with him and hurt him, but they can't always tell what's going to happen when you shoot ELF or EHF to somebody's head. You just don't know what's going to happen. So they're hoping for the worst thing to happen. They're hoping for death, and just in any way that it can come. But I felt love. And like I'm very lonely. Like I talked to my one best friend, but we haven't hung out in months, and because of this stuff. And I felt like a whole host of angels was just like sitting around my house. I didn't see it, but in my mind's eye, I didn't see these things, but it was like in my mind's eye, I had all these, like, maybe some of them weren't even angels. It was just past relatives or something like that. Just these lights, like these light beings, and they were like just touching my shoulder and saying it was going to be okay. I've never cried on any of my videos. I didn't expect to cry because it was soothing. It wasn't sad. It wasn't sad. It was just hope. I guess maybe if I cry, it'll show. I mean, maybe it'll get the point across to you guys better, because I want y'all to feel that. Like, I want y'all to have hope and to know that this will end. It will end, and even if it doesn't end, there's somebody who really loves you. There's protectors, that maybe aren't of this earth, and they're all around us, and they see this. They see what we're going through, and we can count on them. Like, I can count on God. I can count on Jesus, and He wants me here. I've just listened to so many songs, and I've been like I said, God, I think He speaks through the things I love. I love music and comic books and reading stuff, and it's just like there's always this thing about protection, about hope. And it's just, if you hold on to it, it becomes something greater. It's like you know it in your mind, but then it infuses itself into you, and you can't ever lose it. It's like, I don't know if I ever would have had that unless I was in this situation. So I guess I'm thankful. I mean, how can you be thankful for somebody trying to bash your head in with microwave radiation? That's weird, right? But some things that I've become because of this, I've never known how strong I was. I guess I was watching I don't know if y'all know Angel, the vampire with the soul, and it's just like there's this episode where Doyle dies. He jumps into this big light thing and he gives his life because he's a hero. And he said, they tell each other, you never know until you're tested. You never know. And I just feel like, I've been tested, and maybe I'll keep being tested. Maybe this guy for the next 20 years could just be doing this. Or when I move, they could have other people there shooting at me. But there's some stuff that I've gained that is just a million times stronger than that evil. It's a million times, and it's infused within me. And it's like, I talk to y'all, and if I help just one person out there, and I have all these, views, and I thank God, and I thank you guys, and I am lonely, like, on a physical level. Like, I don't have a lot of friends around. I want a girlfriend, I want a wife, I want a life where I can be around people. But it's like, I am connected to you guys. I'm connected to y'all. I make the videos. Y'all send me emails. I watch y'all's videos. The people who, are making videos, and they're great, and I connect to them. And so that makes me not lonely. But so there's that. There's always good, and there's always hope. And there will never be a point where it's just like this will be all bad. It's infused within me. I'm sorry about crying. It was so real. And it was real. I mean, it was real. I don't know what I'm saying. It's just like, your logical mind kind of is like, well, am I going crazy? Have these people hurt me so bad that, I'm seeing a white light because I'm dying? But it wasn't like that. It wasn't like I was even in a lot of pain before, but it was just the time for it. It was awesome. I mean, it was awesome. It's just my whole heart was just infused with love, and it's like I went to sleep and I didn't even think about the guy trying to bash my head in with microwave radiation. Like I didn't, it wasn't that big of a deal. Because yesterday I did, like I yelled at him some, I was like, I don't even know you, I just yell things at that wall. I don't know what I'm going to call this video because it was supposed to be stalking my YouTube too. I don't know, I might make it a new name because it wasn't mostly that. But, so there's always hope. There's always hope, and it's never too late. It's never too late to renew your life, and it's like it's not like when I talk about messages from Jesus or anything, it's not like he's talking to me right there, but it's like my conscience, and it's just strength. It's just pure strength, and it's like, this is where I want you, and so I've got to experience joy and love and mystery and whatever God wants me to experience, even when there are people who are, these people are ruthless. They've got so many people around me now and they don't even know the situation. They just know that I'm a target, and they probably think that I've done something very, very bad, because the lies get started, and this is a very violent way to lie about somebody and kill them off. But I'm not scared of it at all. I guess I've never been scared of it. It's just, I've felt a lot of pain. Like, this guy puts me in microwave pain, and then, I go out onto the street, and it's a bunch of people who don't really know the whole situation. So they're all, hard asses, and they're wearing sunglasses, and they got tin on their windows, and a lot of them have the handicap parking thing. The people that I see stalking me with their lights, it's like, and I'm sure that's to get into places quicker so they can stalk you. I had one guy, I went into the Walgreens to get some ear, those chewable ear, high-pitched ringing in your ears, kind of a homeopathic solution. And it's like I was walking out, and I saw a guy come in, and he immediately just walked back to his truck because he was there to like try and stalk me. And it's like I just watched him walk right out of the store and to his truck again. So it's like, and he had no idea. He was just told something. He was told something so that he would stalk me. Just like the people with the lights on. I mean, I don't even know that process. I don't know what they're told, because it's like this guy's doing something completely different. He's bashing in my head in my sleep and shooting ELF, and they've really focused on the heart. I think I'm not sure if it is just ELF trying to go through my chest and hit my heart, or it's a specific weapon, electromagnetic energy weapon that they specifically use for the heart. It feels kind of like that, like it's specifically because they've had ELF, and I've felt it in my chest and my body, but this guy's been focusing on, giving me a heart attack, or hitting my heart, and that really kind of brought me down in the last couple of days. That's a tough one. It's like probably, but I don't want to say a lot. I guess I say too much about it, and he knows that's working, so he'll just try and do it more. Oh, I didn't know I was gonna cry that much. I didn't know. I guess it was very powerful. It was very powerful, and it was real, and it was just like knowing that I mean, hosts of angels, it felt like, and knowing that they're on my side and they're on y'all's side too, because this is, killing somebody in their home is wrong. It's not what human beings should do. It's evil. It's evil. No matter what, they've got reasons in their head, or they've been told reasons or whatever, and it's not right. It won't ever be right. But the power that comes up to fight it is so palpable and so good and just so on your side. And I would just wish for all of y'all to tap into that other side, because the side that we're focusing on most of the day is this, these people, and they're trying to really hurt you so that you'll look bad, and then they can hurt you more, and it's just a cycle of hate. It's a cycle of evil, and treating people like animals, like they're being hunted like animals. But there's another side. There is definitely another side, and I want to be a part of that other side. And I guess if this is the way that it happens, I'll feel joy in my heart. Even when this guy is shooting my heart and trying to stop it, I will feel joy in my heart. And that's what we're supposed to do, because we're not supposed to just survive in this situation. We're supposed to thrive. And I know that sounds crazy that you'd be able to thrive in this situation, but there's a spiritual world, and there's a spiritual side that is against this stuff. It's against it, like fighting against it. And like we're part of that, because it has to use us as vessels to work through. And I don't want to get too much off on that, but it was so real. It is so real. It is so real. And I guess it gets covered up, and we say that can't exist because, this guy with these emitters, and he's building up an arsenal in his house to, bash in my head. My family doesn't really believe me. They're just like, I don't know, because they haven't experienced it. I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it if he wasn't doing it to me 24 hours a day. And he really, they switch out, or he just stays up. Military, it's a military mission to kill me, or get me out of the house, or make me insane, or whatever. That's the thing with my dad getting an aneurysm. It's not like they do this stuff and they're like, well, we're going to shoot him with this, and this is exactly what's going to happen. They just want something bad to happen. There's a lot of bad stuff that can happen with the human body if it's being hit with radiation and electrical charges. There's a lot of bad stuff. You could have a heart attack, you could have an aneurysm, you could have a stroke, you could have a seizure, and they're not like, oh, I'm going to do this and he's going to have a seizure. They just do it, and they're like, well, something bad will happen. His body will give out, and he'll die, or he'll go crazy. They just want something. They want something out of the plethora of evil things. They want one of those things to happen, So they're just shoving all their weapons in your face, and they're like, man, something bad will happen to him. And that's their whole thing. That's this guy's thing. It's his mission. He's ex-military, and his new mission is to murder American citizens in their homes. It's so crazy to me, and because of the craziness of it, it's like you sometimes feel like you want to yell at him. It's like, because he's trying to make you feel pain with this microwave radiation. Then you react. Then he's like, see, so it's just this evil. He's just like this little ball of evil, just shooting out stuff and just trying to make something evil happen. And him doing it all the time, that's okay. He's okay doing that. But if I have any kind of negative reaction to it, then I'm a bad guy. I don't know how they do that, but they do. He normalizes murder. Like, it's like he's murdering. He's doing something so bad that people don't even look at that anymore, and they just look at my reactions and try and like pin me down as a criminal or somebody who's dangerous. But he's a murderer 24 hours a day. So it doesn't make sense, and it makes us mad, and that's just an obvious thing. But if y'all can tap into this power, this protection, it's just like none of that stuff matters, and it's like you can be peaceful. And it's like I've kind of taken to, I don't want to communicate with these people, and that's a definite, like, I falter, and because they're human beings doing this, I sometimes want to talk to them because I think that will change things, because I'm not stupid, I'm a very intelligent guy, but he's on his microwave here, and he's like, guy's retarded, we've got to just bash him in, gotta get him out of here, or kill him, and they're gonna follow me to the next place. It's so built up by now that there's no logic, there's no talking or anything like that. It's this huge evil force where people are told the different things that they need to hear to stalk you, and it's just so built up. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I wish it would go away, and I'd hope that someday it would go away, but it's like once you get people and lies this big, and you got people hating, like this guy hates me, and he doesn't even know me. I've never done anything to his family, his wife or his daughters. I've never done anything to them, but it's like he can just bash my head in. He doesn't know me, and he somehow tries to normalize that. I guess some people go along with it. I don't think anybody believes it. I think they just kind of go along with it because, they want to kill somebody too. It's evil. It's evil, and it's evil in our time. I never, like, through my life, I couldn't have imagined, like, this kind of evil. And uncaring people. They don't care about justice. They don't care about protecting people. They want to play a game where they chase and murder somebody in the streets like they're an animal. And it's a game to them. This guy doesn't care. He doesn't care about me. Like, he could give a crap. He likes the weaponry, and he thinks he's doing this for some kind of cause, I guess, or maybe he doesn't. Like, I have no idea. I don't understand evil like that. I guess I'm not built to. Yeah, but he'd kill me. If he killed me in my sleep, he would just go on. He maybe find another target, but he'd definitely go on with his life and not feel any kind of emotion about it. He doesn't really have a conscience, like a lot of murderers don't. He could murder me in my sleep, and he'd be like, the next day, he'd be happy, he'd be like whistling probably. He parks his car somewhere, so he'd be going to his fantasy job, his fake job. I wonder what he does on his fake job. I wonder if he's a spot welder or something like that. I'm sorry, but I'm getting off the subject. But if there's that kind of evil, it's this unthinking, uncaring evil that he wants to kill a person. He doesn't care how he does it. And I don't understand that because he's ex-Army, so he's had to have seen some death in his life, and I think I would pull away from it if I was ever had to do it. So I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I'm very smart. I guess that's why I don't get it, because it's not logical. Unless he's getting a bunch of money. Even if he's getting a bunch of money to do it, it's evil, and it just turns him more evil. But I guess if he has no emotions and really doesn't feel like that, then it's no sweat off of his back, you know. And I think there are people out there who they don't really have consciences. They live in the present. He could kill me and then just walk down the street and just be whistling and be fine. If I hurt a person even indirectly, you know, I can't sleep. I can't look at myself in the mirror. I've got to fix it. I just don't understand. I couldn't understand a man bashing in somebody's brain or giving somebody's dad an aneurysm, like these dark, dark things, like bringing it to such a dark place where there's death and confusion, and this is just like a job to him. He doesn't care. He's trying to explain to people why he needs to murder me in a calm, rational fashion. Like, he's like, you know, I hear him talking to his wife, he's like, baby, he's retarded. We gotta kill him. You know, it's okay that we do anything to him and kill him. That's scary. It's not scary because, I mean, it's scary because he's hurting you, but it's scary, that line of thought where it's just like no conscience. You'll say anything and lie and do whatever you can to murder somebody that you don't know that has nothing to do with your life. I hear them on the microwave here, and they're getting really mad at what I'm saying. Because if I say anything like they're murdering somebody for no reason, because now I'm connected with them. They've entrapped me in the house, and they've shot stuff at me so that I've gotten upset. So, you know, they've started that cycle where then they can say he's the one who started it. It's just pure insanity, and it's not just insanity. It's like people are dying. You know, I heard a percentage that it was like 3 million people in America last year. I also heard another percentage, though, that was only 450,000, so I need to research that. But basically, what I did want to do this video to read that email. Those are definitely my stalkers. Said we were able to put you in a mental ward once. It's actually psychiatric unit, acute psychiatric unit for stabilization. And we could send units at any time to send you back. The police, the city officials, DHS, CIA, Transportation Department, FBI, everyone is on our side, not yours. That's what they want to make you feel. They want to make you feel like you're alone and that you're crazy and that they could kill you and it would be the right thing for them to do. And it's a propaganda war. It's a psychological warfare war. Just like the Nazis did to the Jews, to make them seem like they weren't even human so that they could kill them. It's just like it, but with better technology. With technology that you could save people's lives, probably cure cancer with these frequencies, but they're bashing in American citizens' heads. And that's what we do as human beings, I guess. Get something, some technology, and just instantly make it into a weapon to turn everybody against each other. That's what we do best as humans, right? Really sorry about crying so much. I almost don't want to put the video out, but that's real. That's real. What I just felt, and I didn't know. Connecting back to last night, it's emotional. And I think and I am gonna, you know, I haven't been doing videos on the street because I can't. The guy who put me in there, he, you know, if he saw any videos where I was like driving around doing that, I think he'd be able to, you know, capture me or put me back in or whatever. I don't know. But I'll probably park somewhere on the street and do some, you know, show the people with their lights on so you guys can just take a look at it. And I don't know, maybe people drive around with their lights on nowadays. You know, maybe I just didn't notice it before. Definitely the one light things, you know, that's definitely stalkers, you know, and you can see them. And most of those people have tinted windows so you can't see them, or they'll hold a phone up to their face so you can't see them. They really don't want to be seen. They want to be in the shadows when they kill other people, because they're cowards. They're cowards. They're cowards. People who take human life for no reason, when there's no war going on or anything like that, and they want to create a war, I feel like they are evil and they are cowards. And that's my opinion. Maybe it's just because I'm not like them and they think that there's a use for that. But I've just seen people's lives, like my family, his family. It's all of our lives are held hostage because of his selfish need to not just bully somebody, but bash their head in and try and kill them and make them look bad, it's evil. I mean, in my opinion, it's evil, and I think in most people's opinion, it's evil. And he makes it more and more evil so that when I talk about it, I'll sound crazier. So he's got to, he's like, oh, we got to do this. We got to make it look really evil so that when he talks about it, people will know he's crazy. It's a cycle of evil, and it's grown. My gang stalking experience, it grown from like two. I remember when this old guy in the apartment complex started, it was just two little EHF emitters. And now it's like these guys, like the two people on the side, they have arsenals of microwave weapons, pointed at me, like a heart weapon, just ELF, some general ELF. He's got EHF. He's trying to build up the EHF so he can get past my emitters that I put on the side. And he hasn't been very successful so far, but he always is. He always gets that EHF through it. And I don't know if he's just strengthening that signal up or if he's just getting a bunch of EHF weapons, the extremely high frequency, the tinnitus weapons. I don't know how he does it, but he spends 24 hours a day on it, so I'm not surprised, that he does kind of make some breakthroughs in that. That's the problem. Like, I'm trying to not spend my time on this. I'm trying to get back to a regular life. But this is this guy's mission. It's not something that he's doing on the side. He spends every second of the day trying to murder and maim American citizens. And they'll probably get mad at me for saying that. It's just the truth. It's a fact. He spends all of his time on it. All of his time. And then he says, I just heard him on the microwave here, and he's like, guy's insane. The guy's insane. He's retarded. We've got to kill him. And he's insane. Like, the things that he's doing are so fucking insane. Excuse my language. Like, they're just crazy. He's, like, right now in the microwave, he's retarded. He's retarded. So I don't know where he's coming from. He's a murderer. Like, he wants to murder people. He wants to murder Americans specifically. He doesn't give a crap about my family. They could all just die with me. It's a lot of hate, but he just does it. Like, when he talks about it, since he doesn't really have emotions about it, he's not like this, I'm going to kill them, and I'm an evil guy. He's just like, yep, I'm going to go ahead and bash his brain in. Yep, he's retarded. Just go ahead and finish him off. He's like, we've got him. We've got him. That's his biggest thing. Like, when his wife is like, get away from him. Why are you torturing him? He's like, we've got him, honey. It doesn't even make sense. It's just crazy. We've got him. We're about to kill him. It's okay. That's how he tries to calm down his wife, which is just horrifying in itself. She looks at him and is just like, that's horrifying. What are you talking about? But they don't realize. I think people who really do this stuff and they don't feel anything, they don't realize that they're evil or crazy. They don't think anything of it. They don't care about your life. They just want to kill somebody, and they don't see why it's such a big deal and why they can't just get it done. But it's very, very insane. It's very insane. It's bloodthirsty. The guy's cold-blooded. Like, he's cold-blooded. He doesn't, like, if he hurt me, like, one night I actually did go into convulsions, and he just poured it on. He poured it on, and I don't understand a human being like that, and I guess he doesn't understand a human being like me, and I'd rather just not be around him. I'm in my private home so that we don't have to mingle. He can not watch me in my house and just not see me, but he decides that to aggressively, look through my walls and rape me. I'd like to be away from him in my private. And that's why human beings have private homes, because we all have differences in our lives where it's like, I couldn't go live with this guy. We probably wouldn't get along. But they've taken this to a new level where it's like they're in your home, and they've decided that it's their home. So if you use the bathroom in their home because they're looking into your private home, then they get mad. And if you're doing anything they don't understand, it's like you're doing it in their face because they're so stupid. They're using this technology to see through your wall, and they've claimed your territory, basically. They've claimed your territory in the psychological war, that it's their territory, and they want you out of there. So it's insane, like insane, just crazy. Just crazy and violent. And I hear the guy, he's always like, we gotta do this. We gotta kill him. He's retarded. He's just trying to, anything that he can grab onto so he can murder and lie. Like, I don't understand that. It's evil. He's evil to me. And I'm sure he doesn't really think of it that way. You know, he's just like, I want to wrap this up and just knock this guy's head in and kill him and make his family sad, and then I'll feel good. I'll feel like I've beaten the challenge or won some kind of game show. I have no idea what's going on in his head. There could be little monkeys riding bicycles in his head just all around, and he doesn't really think anything, and he just wants to kill people. Like, I don't know. I have no clue. I've never thought, like, should I aggressively rape people and kill them even if I don't know them? Should I invade their territory and just tell lies about them and try and drink their blood? I don't think about those things. I think about, like, I need to make money to help my family. I want to get my faith stronger. You know, I want a girlfriend, a wife. And those are the things that I think of. But he has a wife and kids, and he doesn't care about them. He's more focused on trying to kill a stranger, but trying to make it so that it seems like there's a reason for it. Yeah, it's insane. Like, it's completely insane. That's the only reason, like, I'll yell at him, because it's just insane. I don't even know him. Like, I've seen him a couple of times, but, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's murder. It's murdering a stranger, and they like it that way because it doesn't connect them to the murder, you know. But my thing is, there's not a reason for the murder. It's like they're like, well, I don't know him, so if I murder him, it'll be secret and he'll sound bizarre because I don't even know him. But it takes the justification or reason. Well, there's no reason to murder anybody. Yeah, see, when you start talking about this, you can't go on with logical thought. It's just like the gears break down because it's not logical. It's just somebody wanting to kill an American citizen, and he's an American citizen. So whatever his beliefs are, however he feeds off of this, or if he makes money, I don't understand it. Like, and I would never do it as a human being. I'd never, viciously rape somebody's life and try and just invade somebody's private home. Like, in America, we're protected from this. We have a constitution that says the right to privacy, freedom, you know, the right. You basically have the right to health, you know, to life. You have a right to life in America. It's like a God-given right. But I guess once we get away from that, and it's just people who don't really believe in God, they don't really believe in anything. I don't know what this guy believes. He's not a Christian. I don't know if he's maybe an atheist, doesn't believe in anything, or he's a Satan worshiper. Whatever he believes, though, allows American citizens who don't know another American citizen to kill them for no reason. Whatever his beliefs are, whatever his philosophy is, it allows for people to lie and to make stuff up and to kill American citizens. So whatever philosophy he has, it's bad. It's bad and it's evil, it's dark. But he doesn't see it that way. He's nuts. It's like he's in a cult of this kind of thought where he's murdering people. He's putting people in pain 24 hours a day, and then he's putting me under a microscope so that if I go use the bathroom, he's like, yeah, see, look, he's crazy. So it's this crazy, like, he's feeding off of it, and he's getting this domination and this rape of a person. And I think about 70% of us are women, and some of them, I've seen testimonies, they're women with children. And it's the same thing. It's like a guy, or maybe I don't think there's a lot of women stalkers doing the microwave thing. I think that women have a kind of an empathy that kind of takes them away from that. Now, maybe there are some, but I don't think it's a big percentage. But, I just imagine these women with children, and they're being attacked like me by guys all around them, by guys who are raping them with microwave frequencies, just raping them, shooting them in the genitals, shooting their kids. And this, I don't see how this guy I don't see how he keeps going in this. I don't see how people allow him to keep going. I mean, I guess it's because I'm a guy, so it's a little bit more palatable for people around. But some of these guys, they do it to women, and they'll shoot their children, young kids, and it's all just a game. It's like, how much can you hurt this family? It's definitely, once you start talking about it, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't, you're like, well, maybe he thinks this, or maybe he thinks that. It doesn't work. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this video. Live long and prosper. There's hope on the other side of this. There's another side. Just like this guy is really evil and doesn't care about killing, there is another force directly opposite to that. And even in people, there are people who are directly opposite to the way this guy thinks. I mean, I'm opposite of the way he thinks. But there is whatever kind of strength that he draws from to murder and to rape and to lie and to keep this going. There's an opposite force that wants us to thrive and wants innocent people to be okay and to be at peace and to help each other. So I just want y'all to take that away from it. I'll talk about this more, but last night it was just such a real feeling of comfort and joy and love. And I guess if I had to go through this to feel some of the things and it's like you're infused with that. It never goes away. It's not just like a memory or something that you went through and you forget it. It's like it's like an epiphany that infuses your soul and gives you the strength that now you're something new. And everything's going to change. It's like the way that I'll deal with this guy and everything, it changes. Like, I grow stronger to it. And I have to believe that God had a reason for this. Even though it's so horrible, it's happening in our country. It's happening in the world. And some of us have been tasked to be targets. I know that sounds crazy, but we're here. We're in this situation. It's like, now what do we do? Now what do we do? You can't go back. You can't wish for these things to go away. Now what do we do? Now how do we hope? Now how do we love? Now how do we build ourselves to where we don't yell at these people, where we just think of a plan to protect ourselves and have peaceful lives, How do we get this information out, And that's one thing I feel like, I'm being heavily stalked because I'm getting good information out. I'm doing something right. Like, in my house, I can't download YouTube videos on my computer. Like, he's hacked into my computer, and I'll be trying to upload them. They'll get to, like, 10%, and then I can't, they'll stop uploading. So he's, like, calling me retarded and crazy, but at the same time, he's blocking these videos. He's making sure my information doesn't get out. So he's lying and saying I'm retarded and crazy, but then by his actions, he's showing that information I'm putting out is dangerous to him somehow. So I have to go to my mom's house and upload it over there. And I upload it over there. It takes like 15 minutes to upload. There's no stops or anything like that. So I've proven that he's like hacked into my computer and stuff like that. And I don't think he'll ever quit. I mean, like, he's been doing this for years. He's just like, yeah, that guy's insane. We've got to kill him. So it's like he's been told from somebody else that's in a kind of a brotherhood or an organization that he has to do this. And he doesn't really feel any accountability for it. He's just like, other people are doing this. I was told to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this guy off. And that's weird because they're saying like there's something I need to apologize for in public. That is a complete lie. No, and I'll tell y'all, no, I've told y'all in a video, there was a guy at the apartment complex where it started, and he spit on my car, and he was knocking on the side of my wall, and I saw an interview by Johnny Depp, and he was talking about his mom, and he said, my mom said when when a bully's hitting you, just hit him back, hit him in the nose. So I started spitting on his car. I was like, yeah, you're a bully, so get off of me. I started doing that. That's maybe the worst thing I've ever done in my life, besides smoking pot. It's like this guy was bullying me, and I spit on his car. And that's not evil. It's not hurting anybody. It's nothing that you could be executed for with microwave weapons over long periods of time. But it's like, I don't know, this guy who's doing it, he's all about propaganda, he's all about lies. He's not, like, from what I'm getting from him, he's not only able to lie, he's not only, like, that's not just allowed, it's encouraged. It's encouraged for him to lie. You know, I think he's been lying his whole life about everything, so it's not that hard for him, you know. He can put up a front, and he has nothing on the inside, no soul or anything, so he can just lie all day and all night, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's no sweat off of his back. He could kill me today, and then just be happy and not have any remorse about it. And it's weird because that's what murderers are like. You know, murderers who are serial killers and kill women and kill people. That's kind of the mentality that they have. But this guy has a wife, and he has 2 daughters or 3 daughters. I'm not sure. He has some daughters. He seems like a regular family man. So it's even worse because it's like I try and get any help, and he's just like, you know, he's got these people he can throw in front of him. He can throw his wife in front of him and his kids, and look, I'm a family man. And that's what he talks to my dad. He's been, after I got put into the psychiatric unit, he started calling my dad, and I think he's not only calling my dad to build a little privacy fence so he can go up and down it with his microwave weapon, but I think he'll probably try and talk to him and then start maybe trying to turn my dad against me or something like that. These people, like, they're so strong in their evil. Like, they do things that it was like regular people would throw up, you know, because he's been trying to kill me for 2 years, and he's going to try and talk to my dad and act like he's just this normal guy, you know, and normal people would throw up. It's just like, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's no sweat off his back. He doesn't care about my family. He doesn't care that my dad had an aneurysm. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care, and I don't even see, if you were like that, I don't get it why there'd even be a reason to kill somebody, because you wouldn't even feel anything anyway. So why not just leave people alone, you know, sit there with your ugly, shitty thoughts, and just let people go on with their lives? Like, I don't, because he's not going to, like, if he killed me, it's not going to be some big victory. He's not going to feel these great emotions. He's just going to be like, okay, on to the next thing. Like, he doesn't care. So it just doesn't make sense why he would do this. He's destroying so many lives, and he doesn't care. He'll never care. He could kill a bunch of people, and he wouldn't care, you know? So I just don't see the point of it. I don't see what he's getting out. I guess maybe he's getting money, you know? I see all the people involved in my gang stalking, especially the vehicular gang stalking, and I'm pretty sure there's some money involved. There's some big money involved. It has nothing to do with me. It's not like I'm a target that they're assassinating because I'm important. It's just, hey, we have these microwave weapons, like, you know, 9/11 happened, and the Patriot Act happened, and, you know, a lot of senators and representatives are just like, if the American public knew how these organizations, the CIA, NSA, FBI, how they're interpreting the Patriot Act, which is basically allowing them to look in people's houses like this, allowing them to shoot these weapons at people. You know, they said the American populace would be disgusted. We would rise up, you know, if we knew how these agencies were interpreting this stuff. So he probably doesn't feel anything about it, but he thinks he's within the law. He thinks that some agencies, and it's true, the agencies are supporting him. So in some way, this email that the DHS, the NSA, the FBI, CIA, whatever, transportation department, that they're on his side, a lot of that's true, because there's a small percentage of people in those organizations, not actually the people who work that are in the NSA, but they're like working for another organization. They belong to another organization where it's not that they're NSA or FBI or CIA that matters. It's because they're working for somebody else while they're in there. So you could say that they are treasonous and trying to get their own agendas filled while being inside of that organization, kind of like a double agent. They're really working for like a cult, like a secret kind of cult, but they're in those organizations so they can kind of just whittle their way in, and they can do evil stuff, and because they are in that organization, they can carry out things for whatever kind of cult they're in, and that's dangerous, because a lot of these organizations have been infiltrated. They've been infiltrated by people who are in a certain kind of brotherhood where they can kill people, and they don't care. They don't care about American citizens. But then there are people in those organizations who are not in a secret cult, who are just people working for those organizations who are very good. So I'm saying like a 1%, and I hope it's not any more than that, but like 1 to 2% of people who are traitors. They're traitors, and they're not working for America. Like this guy's ex-Army, he's not working for America, though. He's not killing me for America. He's killing me because, I won't go into to what organization I think he belongs to, because he was told by brothers in that organization to kill this guy. And they've got a tight-knit group. They've got people who can protect them, and they'll kill Americans. And I'm not going to say too much about that. I'm not going to go into that because they're scouting my YouTube videos. Good. Let them put more comments up. I'll keep them all up. I want this to be so transparent that it's unbelievable. And that's what I'm told in my heart by God. To just tell the truth, to let them do what they're going to do, and just I'll acknowledge it, and I'll bring y'all to the comments. They don't hurt my feelings. This guy's shooting microwave radiation at my heart, my testicles, and my head. So a couple of comments, calling me, saying that I've done something or whatever, not gonna break me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the funny thing. It's like they do all this psychological stuff, but they're shooting microwave radiation, like killing you. So it's like that psychological stuff, like the cars with the lights on. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm not scared of it. I'm not intimidated. I try and kind of look at who it is, and I see there's some older white women, there are older black women, there are black men. It really does. It crosses all boundaries. This evil kind of gang stalking organization. And I guess they get a little bit of money out of it. Because you can imagine how much money that the government has, because they can just make money. And I could imagine, some of these people getting a little handout, getting a little bit of money. And the way that money's so important in our world now, somebody's life is not valued as much as getting a little bit of scratch. That's sad. That's sad. I want to make money legally and get a job and help my family, but this guy's job, where he might be getting money from it, is to keep me from making money, to keep my family down, to kill me, but he's getting something out of it. I don't know. It's just complete confusion and chaos and murder. But I guess what I want to leave, going out of this video is there's another side to that. There's always another side. There's always two sides of the coin. And if there's somebody as evil as this guy who wants to bash people's brains in with microwave radiation, there are people that are so much better than that. There are great people that want to help and only want to help. Whatever dark philosophy he believes in, that he can kill somebody and it doesn't matter. There's another philosophy that really cares about all human life and all human potential. And I'm tapped into that. I'm tapped into that no matter what happens here. I'm tapped into that, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that because every life matters. Every life counts. Every life. You don't know if somebody's going to go cure cancer. You don't know what their family's going through. You don't know. Even these people, they surveil me and stuff, they don't know me. They don't know anything about me. Once you're being surveilled, you're a completely different person. Everything you do is completely different. Your actions are completely different. How you act inside of your house when you know you're being surveilled, completely different. So these people don't know me. They think they're getting intelligence and surveilling me, and that, they've learned a lot about me. They've learned nothing. So it's just chaos and confusion and evil, feeding on itself and trying to make you look, you're the victim. Well, I don't want to say victim. We are victims in a certain way, but I want to say survivors. We're survivors, but and they use little things, like you could maybe cut somebody off in traffic, or they'll try and switch a light to red on. This guy switches lights on me, and I could maybe go through a red light, and he's like, see, he's a lawbreaker, and he's murdering people. It doesn't make any sense. It just makes no sense at all. It's just he's lying to just murder, and murdering to lie. Okay, but I'm getting off track. There's another side to that, and it's great, and it's beautiful, and this won't happen forever in America. If it does, our country will be destroyed. So we have to fight it. I mean, we have no choice. And especially the people who are in this, involved in it, targeted individuals, we have no choice. We have to fight it. We have to get information out. We either do that or we lay down and die. And that's not an option for me. It's sad because I want a different life, and I know that all of you do too. You want a different life. You want something where you have peace and you're not being attacked by people, and you can really flourish. But we have to thrive in this situation. We can't just survive in this situation. God wants us to thrive even in this situation. And I believe we can. I really believe we can. After what I felt last night, there's another side that cares about us, that cares about every human life, that isn't scared of complete and utter just lies and murder. It's not scared of it. It laughs at that. It doesn't laugh at it and want to kill them or anything, but it just means nothing. What he's doing is just beating on a big stone wall. He's just beating on it, and it's we've got to be that rock that never falters. And I'm not saying that. We're all humans, so we're gonna have our down times, we're gonna have our good times, but to keep coming back to that, infuse yourself with some of this faith and some of this love, infuse it into you. Don't just think about it and let it go. I mean, really bring it to your heart, run it by God, run it by yourself, and really make it a part of you. Make it a part of your soul. Make it a part. Just feed that Holy Spirit inside of you. Feed it with faith. Feed it with these feelings that that there are good people in the world. Just keep feeding it and keep evolving, because we have to evolve to this. We're not ready for this. Nobody knows that there are people, secretly trying to microwave people in their homes. We're kind of the people who know about it. We've got to take that information and give it to people who, they may not be targeted individuals, but they could help us. They could help us in the Senate or the House of Representatives, or police that don't know about this that could help us. We've got to be strong. We've got to evolve to it and infuse ourselves with that hope. There's always hope. Always. Always. And I've been gang stalked for 5 years. I'm starting to think it happened. It started happening a lot earlier, as a lot of people do. You start looking back, and I don't know when mine started. I could have been being gang stalked for 7 years. But I won't go into that right now. But just there's that other side. Tap into it. Let it infuse you. Don't forget about it. Don't look at it with your head. Eat it and drink it with your heart and your soul and your Holy Spirit. Those great things that are on the other side of people bashing each other's heads in with microwave radiation. There's another opposite, polar opposite to that. And just, God He'll speak to you during the day. He'll speak to you through music. He'll speak to you, or whatever you love, ingratiate yourself in that, and infuse yourself with that so you're strong, so that in those times where there are times when I haven't even felt human. This guy has hurt me so bad that I literally did not feel human. I felt like an animal, kind of like Wolverine. He gets experimented on and hurt, and he just feels like an animal. And there are times like that. But in those times, you use all that stuff that you've infused in your soul with the Holy Spirit. You use that, and you fight back, and you just find peace, and you pray to God. Just cry out to Him, But all right, guys, I love you a lot. God bless you. Man, I wish that's what I want to impart to y'all. That what I felt last night, it rocked me. It rocked me, and it was bigger than this guy lying or getting other people or cars driving around or whatever. It was bigger than that. It was a lot bigger. And I think through all of our journeys, you need to find faith. You need to. It's the only option. It's the only thing that's going to carry you through. It's the only way that you're going to not, yell at these people, is you find faith, and we find a purpose, and we get information out. Because this has to be stopped. I mean, our country will fall. Our world will fall. If this stuff just keeps growing, this dark murder stuff keeps growing. So we don't have a choice, I feel like that's a kind of a crazy thing that God chose us for this. These people didn't choose us. The circumstances chose us. They made us opportune targets, and God even had a hand in that. And that's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to believe. But making these videos and seeing things come out on the other side, it strengthens my heart, and it makes me think there's stuff that you just need to take in. And don't forget it. Don't just get it in your mind. Get it in your heart and use it in those times when you don't have anything left. Alright, guys. I love you. Live long and prosper. Now I guess I'll close out with a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for our lives, that we're alive. Thank you for our families. Thank you for all of our loved ones. Thank you for this opportunity to thrive in our lives and to find hope and to find peace and to keep fighting. We know that you're there. We know that you have your hand on our situations. We know that this will turn out how you want it to turn out. Please just instill faith within each of us. Give us peace in the times when we don't feel like we can take any more torture. Just help our families. Help our families to not look at us and not believe and cause more confusion and chaos and anger and violence. Help this to feel organized and to feel organized good instead of this organized hatred and organized gang stalking stuff. Show us that other side like you showed me last night. Give us all that peace. Let us know that our families care about us and there are people that care about us and that we're strong and we can do this. In Jesus' name, by the blood of Jesus, amen. Alright, guys, so I'm going to close out with that prayer. I love y'all. More videos to come, definitely. I got to go upload them at my mom's house, unfortunately, because these guys are tapped into my computer. Alright, I love you guys. Peace out until the next video.